now, we come to a very important part of our ceremony where we swear in our new judges and constables as our newly elected public officials. And we will have the Honorable Gaitán be sworn in by the Honorable District Judge Rudy Delgado.
Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of Hidalgo County Constable of Hidalgo County Constable, Precinct 4 of the State of Texas, and will to the best of my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. So help me God. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Judge Delgado, for administering my oath. I'd like to say a few words. I promised to all my friends here that are going to get not elected, because we've gone through that phase already, but sworn in. I just want to thank God. Thank God for all the blessings received and for allowing me to continue with this journey as your constable. Thank you all. I also want to thank my wife for her support in being next to me ever since I started here. And also my family, my staff, friends and supporters, mom and dad, my brothers and sisters, thank you all for being here and showing your support. I'd like to thank everybody for placing your trust and confidence in me as your constable of Precinct 4, and we'll continue doing that. I will continue to administer the office with discipline, integrity, efficiency, and transparency. Again, I thank you very much. Now I'd like to ask all my deputies to come up here, please, so I can administer their oath. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will faithfully execute the duties of office of Deputy Constable, Hidalgo County Precinct 4 of the State of Texas, and will to the best if my ability preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of this state. And I promise to, I furthermore solemnly swear or affirm that I have not directly nor indirectly paid, offered, or promised to pay, contribute, nor promised to contribute any money or valuable thing, or promised any public office or employment as a reward to secure my appointment or the confirmation thereof. So help me God.
Next, we'll have the swearing-in ceremony for our county clerk, the Honorable Arturo Guajardo Jr., and he will be sworn in by Judge Jaime J. Palacios.
I state your name.
I, Arturo Guajardo Jr., do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will faithfully
that I will faithfully execute the duties
of
of
the office of Hidalgo County Clerk,
the office of the Hidalgo County Clerk
State of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution,
the Constitution
the laws of the United States,
and the laws of the United States
of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God.
I, Omar Jasso,
Do solemnly swear and affirm that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties
the duties
of Justice of the Peace,
of Justice of the Peace,
Precinct 4, Place 2
Precinct 4, Place 2,
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws
and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Nervous, Eddie? Good job. Thanks, man. Big enough. Please raise your right hand here. Repeat after me. After I state I, then you state your full name, okay? It's I
Jaime Muñoz,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
or affirm that I will faithfully execute
that I will faithfully execute
the duties of
the duties of
the office
the office
of Hidalgo County Justice of the Peace,
of Hidalgo County Justice of the Peace,
Precinct 2, Place 2,
Precinct 2, Place 2
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will, to the best of my ability,
and will, to the best of my ability,
preserve,
preserve,
protect,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and laws of the United States
and laws of the United States
and of this state,
and of this state.
so help me God.
So help me God. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife, Angie Ramirez. She stood by me every step of the campaign. It seems that during the day she took care of her business, and in the evening, oftentimes, she was the individual at the homework table, at baseball games, and birthday parties. And for that, I appreciate everything you've done for me. I also thank my kids whom you just met, Madeline, Aiden, and Jordan, for their patience and their willingness to stand by me every step of the way. My youngest son turned my campaign into instead of the Jaime Jerry Muñoz campaign, it was the Jerry Jaime Muñoz campaign. It was great to have them alongside me. But many of you got a chance to meet my mother, Antonia Muñoz, my in-laws, Edward and Corey Ramirez. And they, without hesitation or complaint, work the polls and the phone banks every day. And for that, I love all three of them, and I thank God for them every day. Thank you. I wish I had time to thank everybody in my precinct, from Alamo, San Juan, Far, Las Milpas, Valley View, Hidalgo, Granjeno, and McAllen, but I don't. I called upon all of my friends, and I made so many new friends during the campaign trail, and I'll never forget those relationships, and I appreciate each and every one of you, but all of you who helped me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. But I also have to thank those friends and colleagues outside of my precinct. If it wasn't for my friends who showed me support and patience in Sullivan City, La Joya, Peñitas, Palmview, and the city of Donna, I wouldn't be here. And I really appreciate all their cooperation and their support. Thank you.
I will faithfully execute the duties of the office of Hidalgo County Court of Law Number 8
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve,
protect,
and defend
and defend
the Constitution
the Constitution
and the laws
and the laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I would first and foremost like to thank God for allowing us to come here together as one united community. I would like to thank each and every one of you for coming out on this cold, dreary day and celebrating a new beginning. Your support and belief that we can make a difference is the reason why we are here today. I would like to thank my dad, who administered the oath of office for me, and in doing so, represented all of our family members who were called up to heaven's gates and not able to be present with us here today. Their spirit is here, and we remember their sacrifices that they made so that I may be able to stand up here today. I would like to thank my entire family, especially my wife Christy and my two children, Addison and Andrew. I would like to thank my campaign team, my friends and supporters, and every single person who had a hand in making this dream of mine a reality. In preparing for this day, I began to think about what I would say that would capture the moment. I began to think about how I arrived here, the steps that it took, the sacrifices that I placed on not just myself, but on my entire family. I began to reminisce about my childhood, and I began to think about all my teachers and coaches who played a role in helping me become the person that I am today. My thoughts quickly turned to some time spent on the football field while at Edinburg High School, and my thoughts about an offensive line coach by the name of Jimmy Franz, who unbeknownst to me, inspired me through his words to do what I otherwise might have thought impossible. On the football field, Coach Franz had a simple saying, one that was etched into my mind, later to only realize that it had been etched into my very being. Want to, he used to say. Son, you gotta want to. You gotta want to be somebody. You gotta want to win. That simple saying, want to, had such a profound impact on who I would become. A few years later, I would find myself away from home at the university, hundreds of miles away, missing home like you could only imagine. But there on the campus of Texas A&M stood a young man from Edinburg, Texas, a young man who had want to, a young man who wanted to be somebody, a young man who wanted to win. It's what drove me to spend many Saturdays in the library instead of taking in a football game. I can remember the countless Saturdays getting to the library at the time the library opened. At that hour, only a few students stood by the door waiting to get in. I would pick out a student at random who was standing there by the door. They didn't know it, but I would follow them up to whatever floor they chose to study on. I would sit close by, close enough to let them see, close enough to allow me to see them, just not close enough to make it noticeable. And I made it a point that I wouldn't get up until they got up. I wouldn't go to the bathroom unless they did too. If they left early, I would win. I had that want to win mentality, something that had been instilled in me by a football coach on the football field. Soon thereafter, I found myself applying to law school. And after graduation, I remember my mom, dad, and grandmother packing up a U-Haul trailer and getting things ready for my life as a law student. It was August of 1998 when that U-Haul headed out to Loveland, Texas. Along the way, in the city of Junction, Texas, we stopped to grab a bite to eat. Now, knowing my dad, it was probably at a Western Sizzler or a Sirloin Stockade type of restaurant. And sitting there surrounded by my family, my grandmother Nana, who is here with us today in the front row, said something to me that I know came straight from her heart. She said, "Mijo, if you don't make it up there, it's okay. You can come home. No one will think any less of you." But you see, while those words were said with kindness and love, they were said to a young Aggie who had want to, who wanted to be somebody, and who wanted to win. As all of us lawyers can attest, law school tested us to the core. It brought out the best, and yes, sometimes the worst in us. I can remember my third year in law school, studying for the bar exam, up at 7, eat breakfast, study all morning, have lunch, study all afternoon, have dinner, go to bar review for the bar exam, then go work out, only to go home and study some more study some more before going to bed and waking up the next morning to do it all over again. For close to 3 months I did that, until 1 week before that exam. On that day, I hit the wall. I gave up. I could not do it anymore. The fear of failure set in. So I packed up a few belongings, got into my car, and I began to drive home. About 100 miles out of Lubbock, I pulled into a parking lot that overlooked the lake. I had been crying for about 100 miles to that point. I remember getting out of my car, sitting on the hood of my car, thinking about what to do, thinking about my grandmother's words, thinking about Coach Franz's words. "Son, you gotta have some want to." I remember calling Christy and telling her my plans. I would come home, study for the bar some more, then take the bar when I was ready. To this day, I don't know how, but she convinced me to turn that car around and head back to Lubbock. At about that time I was headed back to Lubbock, Christy called my parents. She told them what was going on. She told them that I wanted to quit, and she told them that I wanted to come home. My parents, without thinking, without hesitating, they closed their office. They canceled everything that was pending, and they drove immediately 10 hours to be by my side. I remember them calling me, asking me where I was, and I told them that I was at the law school. A few minutes later, I would see them drive up. Imagine that. They sacrificed everything so that I could have the opportunity to stand up here today and accept the oath of office as your judge for this great county. I've never publicly shared the story of how these people helped shape my life and how they renewed my soul. However, I share these stories with you today because I recognize that I stand here not solely because of my own actions or my own words, but because of the love and support that I received from them and others along the way. I share these stories with you today because I hope to play a role as your judge for County Court at Law, number 8, in shaping the lives of others who could come before my court through my own words and through my own actions. Thank you all so very much for being here and sharing in this very special moment for myself and my family.
Happy New Year. Welcome. Just swearing in. I got to make one announcement before I start. I was a little upset at my nephew Luis for a while because he stole 2 of my employees. I've got, where are they? Arturo and Cecilia Paz are here. They're no longer with me, and I lost my bailiff also, so I forgave them already. I office of the 92nd District Court,
92nd District Court,
State of Texas,
of the State of Texas,
and will,
and will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
preserve,
protect,
and defend the Constitution and laws
Constitution and laws
of the United States
of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state. So help me God.
First of all, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had I know it was cold and drizzly last night, but wherever you were, I hope you guys were safe and with families and friends and enjoying yourselves and welcoming in the new year. So first of all, Happy New Year to everybody. I hope 2015 is prosperous for all of y'all. First of all, I just briefly, I want to thank some people, you know, this is a journey that has led to this day, to this particular spot, but not without the help of a lot of people. First of all, I'd like to thank God for the very many blessings that we've had for allowing us the opportunity to even be here. Following the words of God and His guidance, I think, is ultimately going to be the difference in whether or not we do a good job. And I think that as long as we follow God, I think, you know, ultimately we'll do what we are supposed to do in these positions. I want to thank my parents, my mom, my dad, who raised me, who taught me everything that I know. Their morals, their values, their beliefs have guided me throughout my life. I only wish my dad could be here to see this. I know he would have been very proud, and I know he's watching from heaven, and I know that he is very proud of me today. So I love you, Dad. Thank you for everything. Mom, thank you. I love you. I want to thank my wife, Nereida. Where is she? She's there. My #1 supporter, and for those of y'all who know her, you all know how tirelessly she worked throughout the campaign. Baby, I love you. Thank you for being there, and I appreciate what you've done for me. This is a beginning to a new phase in my life, one that I've worked hard, you know, to put myself in this position. It seems that we finally, you know, got to the finish line. And, you know, I started thinking about that. I said, well, this isn't exactly the finish line. I think this is the starting line. It's the start of a new career, of a new journey, of a new position. I'm going to continue to follow the same values, the same morals, the same virtues that have guided me up until now, at this point in my life, combined with all the experience that I've gained as an attorney in the courtroom to help me fill this position, you know, to your expectations. I know these are elected positions. I have the responsibility to live up to what you, citizens of this county, expect, and I am eager, I'm excited, and I'm really looking forward to being this job. And again, thank you all for being here. God bless each and every one of you. God bless Hidalgo County. God bless the citizens of Hidalgo County. Thank you.
Thank you all for participating in our democracy. Congratulations to all the new judges, constables, public officials. And I have to tell you that the office from the President of the United States of America to your legislators, to your governor, to your judicial judges, to your constables, it all belong to us. The public offices we hold in trust because you voted and placed us there. So it is your office, and we hold it in trust for you. So thank you so much for being here today.